Working while pregnant. So many of us have done it, but it's still a topic we hardly talk about. Today, I'm joined by Stephanie Kramer, Vice President of Global Marketing at Kiehl's and mother of two. She'll be sharing stories from the trenches and getting real about being pregnant at work. You pumped on the airplane
Yes.
your first day back.
So pumped on the airplane, first day back, pouring it out in the sink in the plane bathroom, land, get to the hotel, decide I want to go for a run. It's my thing. That's how I avoid the jet lag. And also I was by myself and I had this time. I could go run. It was super cool. So I plugged in the adapter and I plugged in the pump in the hotel room. And about 2 seconds into it, I started to hear pop and then a smell, and the adapter had broken. And I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I was actually nervous to get kicked out of the hotel. So I took the smoking adapter and was like wrapping it in, opening the windows. And it was a little bit intense. It worked out, but.
It's just life is messy when you come back.
You need to realize you're going to probably only ever get to 96%.
Do you not worry that it holds you back? Because we can't really care, right? I mean, we just have to, it is what it is.
It is what it is, and you can't worry about that. But what you can do is when you have other people that you're working with, you can lift them up. We have to make it so it's okay. It's positive to go back to work if you want to, after having a baby.
And how did you prepare to be out?
Well, I'm a planner. I'm a planner in every facet, and as much as pregnancy and when you have the baby and how you're going to feel is the one thing you can't plan, I did figure out that you can plan the other pieces. You can talk to your team about what their expectations are. You can talk to your boss about your expectations. You can think about how you want to, utilize your time while you're pregnant, or what it looks like when you come back from maternity leave. And all of those things can change a million times. But I think setting yourself up for success, organizing your time, getting others involved, it just makes everybody feel like it's normal. Like it's not this finite thing that's such a big deal. It's actually a really important, normal part of the working world.
That's awesome. Tell me about when you had to first announce that you were having a baby. Was that challenging for you?
For sure. I mean, I think everybody feels some anxiety, a level of anxiety about expressing something that's so private. And, I'm an extrovert, but this is the one moment where I just couldn't wait long enough to tell anyone. Even some friends and family members, I was still nervous about telling them. But, pregnancy is one of those things that it's going to be public news as soon as it doesn't fit under your sweater. So you gotta get ready to do it. You have a lot going on. You're worried about yourself, about the baby, about your job, about your husband, about your other kid. So you have to kind of think about what makes you comfortable to talk about it.
And how do you get through the feelings of worry? I know we were talking before about how you had some anxiety about the baby and that kind of stuff. How do you get through that and prioritize during that time?
For me, I had a miscarriage before both of my boys. And I think that the first one was it was a shock to the system, because I thought, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll get pregnant, and then I'll have a baby. And all of a sudden it was like, oh no, I'm not. This was horrible. Could not be the worst feeling in the world. No one talks about it. And I remember just feeling so alone and how difficult that was. And you know what? It also made me realize, this is really important. This is something I really want. And actually when it happened again, it was like, that's right. That's a reminder that, your priority when you're pregnant, or even when you're trying to get pregnant, is your health and the health of the baby, and whatever that means. And when you're working, you also have to feel good about your work, because I think that supports you. Now, of course, there's people that have physical limitations to their job, and they've got to recognize that, and their work environments have to recognize that. But, it's all delicate, even for tough women.
You bet. Every woman has their own individual story about this, and I think it's only really through sharing it that we can find an experience that fits with what we want in life and what we're trying to do. And I just think that your approach and your experience was simultaneously very inspiring, right? You're in this inspiring field, and very cool and exciting, and also just very real.
Yes.
So thank you for sharing that today. Okay, Stephanie, it's tip time. Tell us the best tip for telling your boss you're pregnant.
Make sure you feel comfortable. So practice, think it through, and you could also just tell your boss. You don't need to tell the whole world. So you can think about that also, instead of thinking this is my big announcement. Think about this is important because of my relationship with my boss.
Best tip for preparing to go out on maternity leave?
Get organized. create a running list. Create a running list on a server so people know where things are, where you're thinking of things, because you don't know when you're going to go out.
Best tip for returning to work?
I think it's practice makes perfect. So making sure you know where you're going to be able to hump milk, know your commute, know how you're going to get things done, and practice it.